Hello you guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Emma and today we are going to talk about the astrology forecast for October 2020. Very excited, this is my first video doing a sort of astrological update for the whole month. And let me tell you, this month is going to be special, it's going to be big, a lot of big things are happening. And I'm sure I'm going to say that with like every month, but this one I really mean it because we are having the big planets are moving out of retrograde. There is going to be a general feel of activation, of manifestation of things happening outside of yourself. Finally, after such a long time of retrogrades. We still do have some retrogrades happening. I'm going to go into the details soon. So it will still be some introspective energies. But Saturn and Pluto, actually Saturn today is moving direct, which is amazing, finally, in Capricorn. After a few months of being introverted, and Pluto is also joining him in moving direct in 4th of October. And with those two giants, it's going to have a significant effect on the world. We're going to see a lot of physical changes. Things are going to be more, it might get a second wave of initiations and challenges in some way, but also all the things that you have worked on within yourself will have a more physical manifestation. You might feel finally that you have energy to move forward, that you will have energy to put all these plans in action that you've worked with, things that you've processed, healings, grief, wounds might actually be released and let go. So, but first, before all of that, or well, Saturn is what it is. But we are starting this month with a full moon, and it's not any full moon. It's a quite special full moon, followed by a quite special new moon in a couple of weeks. So, interesting, emotional month, I would say. Actually, yes, quite emotional. But yes, the moon, full moon, and I will say also I'm talking about the Vedic astrology, the Jyotish, sidereal astrology, so not the Western. And I've done a podcast about the differences between the Vedic and the Western. You can find that in a playlist on my channel if you want to see. I will also do a video here about the differences but generally, in short, it's the big difference is that the Western astrology is based on earthly movement, times on Earth, like solstices and other things, and has a set time frame, so it sort of ticks like a clock. Whereas the Vedic, it moves with the skies, it's astronomically correct. And when the Western started for 500 years ago-ish, they were aligned. But now, after a few hundred years, the Vedic has fallen behind because the skies doesn't move like a clock. Anyway, so we are a bit behind. So you might not have the same sign in the Vedic. The moons might not take place in the same signs in the Vedic, and the Vedic is the one that is astronomically more correct. Anyway, so the full moon will take place in Pisces. Chiron is in Pisces, so the full moon will actually be in alignment conjunction with Chiron on, let's see the date. Between the 1st and the 3rd October will be full moon energy. It's always 3 days because it moves over, and the strongest will be on the 2nd of October, and then it will also be in alignment with Chiron, which is at 15 degrees in Pisces right now, and actually also in retrograde. Coming back to that later. So Pisces is all about emotion. It's about a longing to be connected to the whole. Understanding, compassion, expansion, love, but also grief, also everything that you haven't dealt with, everything that needs to be processed before you can move forward. So Chiron being stationed in Pisces, it's been there since 2017 and it will stay there until 2024. Will have quite a lot of, there will be a lot of grief brought forward for everyone collectively. It will be different because it's different depending on your personal chart, but generally now, there is a lot of grief coming to the surface. There is a lot of deep processing happening in sleep, dreamscapes. And in the full moon these days, you might have extra trouble sleeping. There might be an extra intensity emotionally. There might be, you will feel a lot, you will feel more. But it could also be that you might have just a sort of uneasy feeling because it's quite strong. Chiron on the moon, and then also effectively opposing the sun in Virgo. Virgo being Chiron's home house. Actually, Chiron doesn't really have a house, but if it were to have any house, it would be Virgo. The healer, the wounded healer, is Chiron. So, the sun being there, it's also kind of heightening and illuminating our need for seeing what is beyond the surface. So both Virgo is gifted in seeing what is communicated energetically, healing, also wanting to get to the bottom of things, ruling like digestion and things like that. So it's like, how do I process information? How do I process my emotions that's being connected or uprooted by this full moon in Pisces with Chiron? It's going to be intense start. So I feel like it's like a springboard into this month of this enormous emotional recharging. It could be that you're getting a release. It's a perfect time to do an actual really strong emotional releasing ceremony or ritual, or do any kind of cleansing thing. Could be really good. Writing down what you want to release and burning it, for instance, or doing a water cleanse because it's Pisces, like showering with crystals or bathing or doing a foot bath or whatever. Blessing your water and drinking. So there's a lot of energy starting us off in this month. So 2nd of October is the strongest astronomical point according to the Vedic. So that is our starting points. Really interesting. I feel like it's going to be an emotional, but also very potent and healing, because the sun in Virgo is very healing. Everything will kind of, and the sun has been there now for a couple of weeks in Virgo, and it's going to pass into, actually, at the new moon, it's going to pass into, what's the next one? Libra. I always mix those two. I don't know why. It's kind of intermixed in my head. But yes, sun is going into Libra, 18th, 19th of October. And in Libra, the sun is actually what's known as fallen. The exalted position is Aries, but the opposite is then in Libra, which means that the sun can be slightly weakened. You might not feel as confident in your own energy. You might feel more dependent on others, or if you have wounds, but it's in connection to codependency, self-reliance, partnership issues, or something like that, it could be enhanced or could be brought forward again. And it's actually, interestingly enough, exactly on the new moon, which is going to be 15th to 16th. But the interesting thing about the new moon coming in a couple of weeks is, just gonna go on and check my notes so I get the dates right. Yes, because the new moon is going to happen in Virgo. I just mixed them up again. Virgo. So we have full moon in Pisces and then the new moon in Virgo, which is the opposing one. So it will be opposing Chiron. So we have an emotional start where everything that Chiron is working with for us, a collective cleansing, but also on a personal level, cleansing. What is the deepest wound? The wounded healer always brings forward the deepest wound in your soul to be cleansed. so it's enhanced for you to see this. Moving ahead to the new moon, it's opposing Chiron. When the new moon is the new phase, it's starting a new leaf, starting a new process. Full moon is endings a lot of the time. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. So the new moon will also carry a certain Chiron energy because it is on the same degrees, the moon and the sun. And it will be 15th, 16th of October. So we're starting with a cleansing and we're moving forward to what I feel is a new beginning, emotional healing, connection to our deepest sense of intuition. What do we feel is correct? How do we digest our emotions? How do we process what's being said? Virgo is brilliant. It can be very analytical, it can be very philosophical, depending on how you are or how you work. But it can also be, it's an enormous, powerful sign for interpreting subtle energies. Mercury rules Virgo, and Chiron rules secondary Virgo. So, very healing month, very healing month. But the interesting thing about the new moon is that the sun, exactly after the new moon, passes into Libra, 18th, 19th October. And the moon follows because the moon is very quick. So it actually is kind of an elongated new moon because it will be conjunct the sun also in Libra. So it's like the new moon continues in a weird way. I haven't seen this for long. I'm sure it happens a few times. But it kind of gives me the energy of this new beginning being extra enhanced because we're getting a new moon energy that is not only 2-3 days, actually 4 or 5 days. So it's going to be very intense there. 18th, 15th to 19th October, new beginning energy. And Libra as such is all about balance. It's about relationships. It's about how I relate to myself in connection to others. What is harmony? What is disharmony? It's going to be a period starting then, focusing on this. How do I find my balance in relation to others? So it's like this new kind of energy coming with the retrogrades moving direct, where we start to get a focus on what is most important for me and how do I relate that to others, how do I process others and mine energy together and all these things. So it's going to be very interesting. And then moving to the big things, which is the retrogrades are ending and some retrogrades are beginning. So Saturn has just now moved direct. It's been in Capricorn, where it is at home, so it's really, really comfy there. Capricorn is all about work, it's all about structure, it's all about getting things done. Also very mystical, very like, it's karmic, but also connected to the god of nature, Pan, or Pan, however you pronounce that. So there is a lot of like mystical energies. Everything that might have been delayed, Saturn in retrograde is a lot of delays. It's a lot of like, things are not really flowing. So it could have been like you have inspirational ideas for your work, for your business, for what you want to do. And it might have been just, it's so slow. Saturn is slow on a good day when it's direct. When it's retrograde, it's like super slow. Nothing happens, or it feels like nothing happens. But it's because we're supposed to go in and sort of reflect on what we are really here to do. This is what the world has been also experiencing, but this is what is happening also on an individual level. But now we've done this work, or if you have done this work, it will start to move direct. It will start to flow forward so that you can manifest in the physical world what you have been dreaming of, what you've been planning. You will feel a lot more energy flowing forward. You will feel a lot more inspiration. It will be easier to get things, projects, ideas manifested and done quickly. So that is a great thing to happen. Jupiter recently went direct as well. It is in Sagittarius. because it is. Vedically, it's in Sagittarius. Pluto has also regressed back to Sagittarius in its retrograde phase. It's in the 4th of October going to go direct and then move into Capricorn and join Saturn and Jupiter at New Year's Eve. So it's going to still be in Sagittarius for the remainder of this year, but it will be direct. So you might feel a lot more power. You might, all this transformation that has been going on the inside, Pluto bringing quite a strong healing, strong transformation, but could be brutal at some points. So, and there's been a lot of reflection with this energy of who am I? What am I doing here? What kind of higher purpose is working with me? What am I serving? Capricorn is a lot to do with what am I serving? Who am I working for? Is it for money? Is it for the divine? Is it for my own ego? Or is it to serve humanity? What is my energy? And as a collective energy, these aspects, they're quite rare, all of them now. The big planets being in their home houses, a lot of planets converging. It's rare, and it has a collective energy of the divine feminine. The goddess Shakti is actually, Gaia, or Earth, is saying that enough is enough. We have to change now. The old paradigms is not going to work anymore. It's going to be dismantled, crumbled. You're going to have a chance to redo, reprogram, and this might not be comfortable for a lot of people. It's going to, it's not going to be an easy thing, but Pluto and Saturn is going to help. So it will be a generally more forward energy this month because of these big ones moving direct. We do, however, still have some retrogrades happening. Uranus is in retrograde in Aries. Chiron is in retrograde in Pisces. They are still working with our internal energies. What is authenticity to us? Aries is the center of me, my sense of self. Uranus is the rebellious energy of wanting authenticity, wanting what is genuine, wanting to be free. And it's moving inward, and it wants to, what is the point of who am I right now? What is important for me? What is my authentic self is what it's trying to show us now collectively. Pisces is at the same time healing and bringing up from the depths of the 12th house all the grief that needs to be processed. We also have Mercury, this lovely one, going retrograde in the middle of the month, 14th. Or 15th, I mean. It's slightly slower, or it's actually the 15th in the Vedic. It will be retrograded until 3rd of November, so not that long this time around, a couple of weeks, which is nice. It will start in Virgo, it will start in Libra. So it will be at the same time as the Sun is coming into Libra. That time will be retrograde. So both of them will kind of put an energy or like focus in on how do I communicate my needs to my partners, to my friends, to my people. How do I process harmony, disharmony within myself? What is just? Balance is very important for Libra, the scale of right and wrong. So there will be a lot of that going on. But as with everything, Mercury retrograde only have as much power as you give it. So it's also a perfect time to move inward, which is all the retrogrades want. Reflect on what you're doing, reflect on what you're saying and hearing. So I don't feel like this is going to be the worst retrograde, because it's still going to be a lighter feeling this much. It's still going to be much more light flowing, powerful, creative, manifesting energies going. I'm going to see if there's anything I haven't mentioned that I took notes on. No, actually. Oh yes, Neptune is also in retrograde in Aquarius and will be for until I think November. So that will be the next month's video. I will talk about that. But yes, so, and moving on away from the astrological update, I will say though, if you find this interesting, I hope that you did. This is a general update. If you have personal chart, you can get a lot more out. So if you want a personal reading, you can just connect with me. That is just send a message or email or whatever. So yes. I have also done some cards, of course, for you. Some cards for the month. We have to have cards. So I'm gonna cut in and move on to the reading part of the video. So if you don't want to see that and want to say bye here, then thank you for watching and I'll see you again. But if you want to keep going, here is your cards that you can choose from. So here you have your cards. Yeah, so take your time, tune into which ones you feel attracted to and drawn to. These one on the right, the middle ones, or the ones on, no, I mean left. That's right. Oh, I'm always such a klutz when it comes to separating left and right. But anyway, so you can pause the video if you want. I will also put the timestamps of the different readings in the description, so you don't have to look at the whole reading and all the cards, so you can easily just click on your card. So yes. All right, let's move on to the reading. All right. The cards on the left, or card set number 1. Let's see what you got. All right, we have rebirth. Reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. I'll show it a bit closer here. Really beautiful card. And you also have fairness with Mat coming, which is interesting. Now we're going into Libra. Let's see if we can just center these a bit here. And then we have Spirit of Fire. So what I feel is generally this will really be a huge rebirthing month for you. This will be a time where you will be able to really shift from old patterns into new, into who you really are, into what you want. I feel really drawn to this fire card, of the energy of both burning down the old energy, of allowing it to become ash, and then like a phoenix here, you just rise from the ashes and reinvent yourself, give birth to your new self. This is a beautiful card to get because it also tells me that everything will work out as it should be. Everything will become balanced, but also that balance is very important at this time for you. Balance will be your leading energy. This will be what you seek to gain. It will also be something that you might need to focus on, because this month is going to bring with it a lot of energy. I feel both very motivated and inspired with the fire, but also fire can be quite harsh. It can be cleansing, but quite difficult to deal with sometimes. It depends. So, but however it will be for you, it will be a strong month. You will feel a lot of shifts and changes, and actually with the rebirth card, I'm seeing a lot of like, I want to kind of give a sigh of relief that finally this inner battle is done. Finally I can relax. Finally I can just release and let go and become this new self, or my true self rather, and you will be blessed. It says the situation will be handled in a fair and just manner, but also it's a blessing from above that you will have the guidance and help and support that you need to move into this new way of life, to this new way of being. So wonderful message for all of you who chose card set number 1. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope you continue to follow me if you want, subscribe or comment or whatever. And yes, sending you much love on this day, and I'm sure we'll
see each other again. All right, if you chose the middle cards, welcome. Here are your messages. Let's see what they are. Let's see. Here we have passion as the center here. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. Let's see if I can put it like centered here. And you have Dana, High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And, oh, it's a bit crooked. It's hard this putting a phone up in a device and then getting it to align. There you go. Yes, and this one, offerings. This is one of my favorite cards, not only because it's Stonehenge, but it's so beautiful. I'll put that there. So what I feel with you this month, what is coming, is a real ignition of doing what you're here to do. A real kind of blessing when it comes to manifesting what your soul has chosen to do on this earth. I feel like I want to offer things. I feel like I want to start to come out of my shell. I see card readings. I see a lot of healing. I see a lot of connection. I see an online presence that is much more, sorry, I'm just adjusting here so you can see the cards. So it's like, do what excites you. High Priestess and offerings tells me that there's a lot of stuff you have to offer. There's a lot of wisdom within you that you have to offer. There's a lot of untapped wisdom that you are also still in a process of downloading. I feel like this month will be these moon energies that I spoke about, they might feel you might feel them very strongly. You might get a lot of downloads. Awakening energy is what comes to me, and a lot of energy as well. So don't be afraid to just move around, utilize this energy, be creative. Dare to move in paths that you haven't imagined before, because you have a lot to say. I feel like a lot of past life energy is coming through. You've done a lot of this in the past life. I'm drawn to Atlantis. I'm drawn to Lemuria. I'm drawn to the high priestess of Egypt, priests and priestesses of Egypt. So there's a lot of like this traditional ancient knowledge that is about worshipping the skies in a way, astrological knowledge, but also connection to celestial energies as in star beings. So you could well be communing with a new guide or somebody coming to you. But there's also a lot of energy, a lot of joy when it comes to me, meaning you. I always talk about like through myself because I tune into you. So that's why I'm using the word me sometimes. About doing what you're here to do. So I feel like a soul awakening. I feel very happy with the ideas that are coming to me at this time, and do not be afraid to move forward, and do not be afraid to put this into reality of creating this that you're dreaming of. You are blessed in this way. You have a lot to offer the world. You do, you really do. And if you have any doubts about that, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to have any doubts. The retrogrades will help you to move forward. I mean, the ending of the retrogrades. Yeah, so I feel like there might be an increase of offerings of energy, and there's ringing in my ear as I say this. I feel like if you've gotten ideas of online work, websites, Zoom webinars or other platforms, YouTube channels, podcasts, or an Instagram account, or being more expressive in what you do, then do not hesitate to make this a reality. You are here to serve humanity, and you have a lot to offer. So thank you, middle card choosers, for listening to this reading and for listening to this forecast of Astro. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to keep listening, then you're welcome. If you want to end here, I'm gonna say bye and thank you, and that you are so welcome to subscribe or comment or let me know what you think. And if this resonated with you, you are also very welcome to connect with me for personal reading. So sending you so much love, and see you soon. Hello, people who choose the cards on the right. Here we are with your reading. Let's see what you got. We have Beloved as a first card. Beautiful here. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. That's a beautiful card to start with. We also have Peace. There is no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. Also very, very nice card to have. This general feeling of this reading, the third one, is that everything is quite peaceful, but also like there's a lot of healing going on. And ending with Grandfather Sky. I love this card. This is so beautiful, this card. Grandfather Sky is with you as well. So, yes. What I feel is there might be a lot of relationship healing going on. There might be a lot of energy towards resolving old issues. And it also might be karmic issues from past relationships or relationships within your family. I feel like there's also connections to childhood, seeing your own worth, believing that you're deserving of love. I feel like some of you out there who chose these cards want love, want relationships so bad, but also have doubts of you ever finding it and being deserving of it and being, I will be single forever kind of energy I'm getting. And it's not true. You are so lovable. You do have love waiting for you out there. But the first thing you need to do is to love yourself. And this is such a cliche. And I'll give you a tip. That I've been working with myself is that start with accepting yourself. Loving yourself is a big thing. It's a big ask. It's a big process, and not everybody's up to that. And if you pressure that, it's only going to backfire. So start with finding a sense of self-acceptance, accepting everything about you that you might not feel super comfortable with as a start. And through that, you will close in on love. I promise you. And it will take as long as it needs to. But moving back to the cards, there is a lot of love here. There is a lot of love coming. I feel like there's also a lot of meditation calling. There is meditation here for you. And I'm drawn to... Sorry. I'm drawn to the moon. The new moon in this card here. The new moon will bring with it a new start. So before that, the full moon could initiate some emotional healing. Maybe things will come up from the bottom of your soul that needs to be resolved regarding relationships, regarding your inner child, regarding romantic partners. But there's butterflies here, so transformation will be coming to you. Also, the dolphins in this card call for joy. And also peace. Look at this inner child. He's so comfortable here. He's so happy here with her. Nothing is wrong. Everything will work out. You might have an emotional start to this month, but it's all for the best, because then here connection will come to the divine. You will have a lot of protection with you. I feel like you are very protected. Oops, got it. So there we are. You are very protected. You are very blessed. And even though you might feel doubt about your worth, the skies and the divine does not doubt. You are so valuable. You're so worthy. You're so beautiful. You're so perfect where you are right now, and just how you look. Every fold, every skin part, everything that you might see as a blemish, it is not. It is you as you are meant to be. So, and I'm really getting this strongly, which is why I'm saying it. I normally don't do this, but I feel like somebody out there needs to hear that you are just as you are, because you were divinely designed to be that way. I mean, obviously we can take care of ourselves in different way, and we can create a space where we flower and flourish and bloom, but also we need to love every bit of the process to get there. And I just feel that whoever is watching this is so beautiful, and you're so loving and giving to others, caring for others, that you need to also care for yourself, to be very loving towards yourself. I feel like the second half of this month is going to be more peaceful than the first half because of the moon energies. So it's like in the new moon phase here, your guides, your calm will come, but meditate is also something I feel with you, to connect more with your inner self, with your loving self. Libra, which is in the second house, or second half of the month, will come with these emotional releases when it comes to partnerships and to romantic energies, but also resolving. If you are in a relationship, it could be if you've had troubles, things will start to work out, or it will start to shift towards where it's supposed to be, or you might feel more open to relationships. Something is shifting, and it is so beautiful. So thank you, all of you who chose these cards. Thank you for listening. I hope that this message resonated, and if you did, you are welcome to subscribe or follow or connect with me in any way. If you would like a personal reading of astrology or cards, just connect. It's super, I'm super I'm super open. Anyway, I want you to have the best month, so bless your heart and take care of yourself, and I will see you soon.